Hello and good morning. Today I'm going to be doing the presidential debate.
Presidential candidates Kamala Harris and Donald Trump meeting on the debate stage for the first time.
Kamala Harris. Is that the debate?
Have fun.
Thank you.
The vice president.
So starting off strong, we see that Kamala Harris, she shows civility, and so of course we're doing for uncivility and civility, and she's showing civility in walking over to him, walking all the way over from her podium to his podium, shaking his hand and walking back and almost kind of wishing him well. And I think that's a very civil and respectful thing to do.
Walking to the former president's podium to shake his hand in Philadelphia. They were standing just 6 feet apart. From the start, the gloves were off.
Tonight, you're going to hear from the same old tired playbook, a bunch of lies, grievances, and name-calling.
Trump punching back.
She's a Marxist. Everybody knows she's a Marxist. Her father's a Marxist.
I think he's starting off strong by one, proving her right, calling her names, literally, and bringing up her family history, saying her father was a Marxist too. And I think that's uncivil and disrespectful in a sense.
Professor in economics, and he taught her well.
The stakes could not be higher for tonight's debate. The two candidates locked in a dead heat in polls. The economy and inflation on the top of American voters' minds. Trump laying the blame on the Harris and Biden administration.
We have inflation like very few people have ever seen before, probably the worst in our nation's history. We were at 21%.
Harris responding.
Donald Trump left us the worst unemployment since the Great Depression. Donald Trump left us the worst public health epidemic in a century.
Like the Trump-Biden debate, tonight there was no studio audience and the microphones were turned.
Although that last point Kamala made was very effective and was true and kind of gave perspective on how horrible of a president she thinks he was, I think it was disrespectful. And I think it could have been said and using a different analogy that wasn't meant to slander so heavily. Although it was good, and in hindsight, in the context of the debate, it was a really good point to make.
Turned off.
And remember this, she is Biden. You know, she's trying to get away from Biden. I don't know the gentleman, she says. She is Biden. The worst inflation we've ever had.
So right there, I think that was a very uncivil thing to do, to sit there and compare her to another person and say that she is another person using a negative connotation. She is this man. She is this person, a horrible person, horrible president. She was that person. I think that was a very disrespectful thing to do and kind of like defamating to her character. I didn't like that, and I thought it was uncivil. And I think there was no actual like thought process behind that. It's just saying, oh, she's this person. She's just like him. Like saying she is that person. I don't think that's an okay thing to say. It's uncivil.
A horrible economy because inflation has
using words like
so
horrible.
bad, and she can't get away with that.
Harris responding.
Clearly, I am not Joe Biden, and I am certainly not Donald Trump. And what I do offer is a...
So I love how instead of using like not bad words too, she flips it and she was civil in the sense and kind of pokes fun at the way, oh, that's not who I am, and like I'm not that person, but I'm also not him. So she's not necessarily putting her opponent down, but she's not letting herself be put down, and she's putting herself up.
A new generation of leadership for our country.
The debate turning personal.
Donald Trump was fired by 81 million people. So let's be clear about that.
I think that was, although an awesome point to make for her, I think that was disrespectful and uncivil to say that he was fired by the entire American population, or like 81 million people, because I don't agree that 81 million people probably actually wanted him out of office, but I think it was uncivil.
And clearly he is having a very difficult time processing that.
Trump claiming Biden was pushed off the Democratic ticket.
You talk about a threat to democracy. He got 14 million votes and they threw him out of office. And you know what? I'll give you a little secret. He hates her. He can't stand her.
Both candidates getting heated.
I think that was uncivil to sit there and say that, oh, he hates her, he can't stand her, when he actually appointed her to run, like instead of Biden running, it's actually her. I think that was uncivil to sit there and say that and try to cause commotion and like to bring apart that party at that time.
We're discussing the issue of abortion, an area of vulnerability for the GOP.
Her vice presidential pick says abortion in the 9th month. is absolutely fine. He also says execution after birth. It's an execution, no longer abortion, because the baby is born, is okay. And that's not okay with me. Hence the vote.
ABC.
So first of all, in these moments, you'll see that was fact checked and proved to be false, which is actually a lie. So he lied and was very uncivil in kind of poking at using pathos to poke at the hearts of other people by saying they're executing babies. But notice how when Kamala Harris makes a claim against Donald Trump, he goes back and starts insulting her and name calling her just like she said he would. But instead of that, when Trump makes a claim against Kamala stays calm and she's civil with it. So I think that's very civil of her to sit there and not refute that claim.
There is no state in this country where it is legal to kill a baby after it's born.
Harris, after reminding Americans of Trump's role in selecting members of the Supreme Court who overturned Roe v. Wade, went on the attack.
I absolutely support reinstating the protections of Roe v. Wade, and as you rightly mentioned, nowhere in America is a woman carrying a pregnancy to...
You see how when she refutes that claim, one, she acknowledges that the fact checkers, that it's right, that she said, you rightly claim that. When she refutes that, she says that she does it calmly and she doesn't get emotional. Because I feel like Donald Trump gets emotional.
And in asking for an abortion, that is not happening. It's insulting to the women of America.
According to a Pew Research Center study, a majority of Americans believe abortion should be legal in all or most cases. President Trump hammering the Biden administration on the border, an area of vulnerability for Harris.
There's never been anything done like this at all. They've destroyed the fabric of our country. Millions of people let in. And all over the world, crime is down. All over the world except here.
So, right, in these next moments, I'm running out of time, but in these next moments, she is going to refute that claim by saying not only that that's not true, that she wants to break that, but they had a bill that Donald Trump overturned that was meant to stop traffic, to stop drugs trafficking, to stop crime in the border. So she refused that claim calmly and civilly.